So I'm in a privileged position to sit in conversations not every Pākehā teacher would sit in. So one day I sort of fade into the background actually while they have these little conversations. Anyway, they were talking about karakia, and they were getting a bit annoyed with people having a tick box karakia, nothing pertaining to what the kaupapa of their hui was. And you know, this journey is full of lessons, and this was one of them, because I said to my daughter, oh, could you write us a karakia for our trips to Mauao? And she went, no. And I went, oh, okay. So she said, off you go and do your work. Find out what you want to say. What do you feel? What are you trying to say? Why are you saying it? Then, you know, do your work and come back to me, and I might give you a hand. So we did that. And this is some of the, first of all, we talked to the children, and this is over a period of time. And it was actually after the idea of personification, and you can see that from the kōrero from the children, they'd already got that idea of personifying Mauao. They did it so easily, much better than we did. And then we had a kōrero with our teachers about what we really wanted to say. And it was after a considerable bout of learning that we did so. So I tried to put it together in my very basic knowledge, and then I took it back to my daughter, and she was very happy this time and helped us come up with our karakia that we can use today. And I like this karakia mostly because it really clearly has our status of friends, that we're not trying to be anything, we're not trying to claim ownership, we're there for the generosity of tangata whenua, and we're just, you know, are friends of Mauao. It's quite annoying that I have to do two things. This is just an example of how the children have personified Mauao. These are some of the statements that they have made that we've heard on their journey. You can see, you can feel, I think, from the care and the love that they feel from this maunga, from some of the statements they say. Part of our, what Dean asked us to do was karakia, and now we have an authentic karakia. The part of the Mauao revitalisation was one of these beautiful carved rocks at the puna that we karakia at. And again, an example of how this developed with being in the right place at the right time. We were at this place and a couple came up and they were going to karakia and they were using the water to whakanoa. And we weren't doing that, we were just saying karakia. So, you know, just a cheeky person said, oh, kia ora, matua, can you explain to the children what you're doing and why you're doing it? And they were lovely and they did. And then from that moment, we also used the water to whakanoa. You know, so the first time the children like just giving themselves a wash, because it was not a normal practice for them. But now I think it is. And the beautiful thing here is that, you know, my moko, who is Ngāi Te Rangi and Tapuika, this is part of her practice now, in normal and kindergarten settings, which I really enjoy seeing. Oh, here we go. The other part, she features quite a bit here. Connecting to the environment is that we often get children just to sit and listen and feel. And these are her words. What can you feel, Piata? My face. I can hear the muddy. So I think that's rather lovely. Another aspect which is quite enjoyable is the taniwha. Now, there's not a traditional story about a taniwha in this place. This is a hole at the top of the stream we go to, Waipatu Kakahu, and it's formed because the good old settlers came and stuck a pipe in where the stream was and the water went down, and it's left this hole here. But what I like about this is that the idea of taniwha is in their modern day narrative. It's just a normal part of their life. And just a couple of weeks ago, she took me over and said, see, Nana, these stones here are the taniwha's footprints. So, you know, it's true. Oops. Oh, we missed that one out, didn't we? We did. Okay.
It got cut.
We had to cut a few things last night. Here we go. There she goes.
So when we go on these outings, what we've found is often that the most challenging children can really do very well when we go on these outings. And although from time to time, kaiako have been tempted to say, gosh, this kid, we're worried they're going to run away, we're worried that we're not going to be able to manage, let's not take them. We don't do that. We always take them. And we just manage ourselves so that that child gets the best opportunity to be their best self on the maunga. Yeah, wobbly rocks make the brain and body work harder, and that's something that we can give them when we're on outings that we can't give them in our kindergarten setting. It's interesting to see, you think children are confident, but they're on flat ground at kindergarten. When we're out on the maunga, there's a lot to contend with, and it's a great challenge. These are some of the challenges. And that bridge, that I think that's Kahua. Another one from years ago. That's Kahua's bridge, actually, and it's been named that for a long, long time. This is our biggest challenge, physical challenge for the children when we're on the outing. It's on the side of the maunga, and it's quite a challenge. So we've got some rules there for everyone's well-being. So you're not allowed to overtake someone when you're walking along that track. It's really the rule. And a kaiako will stay under the bit where you might slip off. We've got someone there. And children only very rarely slip off.
Our principal's here.
And whilst it's we're teaching strategies for safety, so we go, if you're feeling wobbly, get down low, hold the tree roots. So they've got some, it's not about fear, it's about mastery and how you'll master it. But it's also not about, it's not the goal of the trip, and there's no gold star for it. And if today you feel like walking with me along the base track, do that. And it's kei te pai. So these are literally just some of the ways that, because we've got more space and because we're not rushed, and that's a very strong part of the culture of these outings, we're not rushed unless we're catching the bus.
Then it's a run.
Yeah, you're a run then. So there's time and space, and it's very familiar because the 10 oldest tamariki go every fortnight, and then one goes to school, so then the next one comes along. So we've always got a really capable number of children on these outings. Well, these are the kawakawa that the children love. And last year, November, our whole teaching team went up to the Natural Phenomena Workshop weekend. And a bunch of our kaiako went to a workshop about making kawakawa balm. So that's gone into our learning, and then when we came back, we made it with the children, but taking care. We didn't take kawakawa from the maunga, did we? Because we don't take anything from the maunga. So we made the kawakawa, the children made it, and then was able to give that to whānau. And this is you.
Oh, okay. Other things that we've done is encouraging art while we're there. So it's right in the place, and this is just a new thing. We're adding new things on all the time, really. So that was very successful, and we'll do it again. And this was some of the other things. I'm just going to go through here. We made a collage one day. Well, actually, it wasn't one day. It was over a series of time to pick the pūrākau of our maunga.
That was huge. We've only got one big wall that we would ever put stuff up on, and that's got pride of place.
and also encouraging the children's voice through making them to take their own photos while they were there. Funny enough, there's a lot of photos of us. The kayak. You want to speak about that?
Yes, please. We've done a lot of work after discovering glass eels at Waipatu Kakahu. And then at Natural Phenomenon, we attended the Tanya Bat workshops, and she's got a beautiful story about the tuna and protect the awa, because this is our home. It's an 8-minute story that you act out, and I'm passionate about tuna. I'm Ngāi Tahu, so tuna really matter. And we are very shortly going off to wetlands, and we want to just give that sense of kaitiakitanga and caring for not just flash canals that run through modern developments, but understanding the purpose of wetlands and to the food cycle. We pay attention to the place names in Te Reo Māori. Children, oh yeah, we've cut that.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I'll cut that too. And one other thing we've done is just creating a space for children to revisit their journey. So this is a book about all the things they have seen while they're on there, and you can see there's lots of discussion going on. This is the, as part of the research, Linda interviewed 4 of our whānau, and these were some of the things that they had said. So you can see it's influencing our whānau, our wider whānau, as well as the children. And also they've made, with a whānau help, they've made these korowai that represents the pūrākau of Mauao, and that was quite a process. It's just really important here to acknowledge, I was talking about how we learnt things, and I think one of the key things that we have done is making sure we're in the right places. So we go to things even though it might be hard. We might have to juggle ratios, we might have to take away a little bit of non-contact, and we don't get much. And we've learnt from people around us, and I want to acknowledge Jack Thatcher here as a very famous person, a navigator. We were just there at the right time really, and he got stuck with these 2 and 3 and 4-year-olds on a trip around Mauao. I don't think he was envisaging that, but that's what he got, and he was very lovely and explained about all the different puna that we could go to. Next door was an opening of a park, and we went, oh yeah, okay, we'll go to that too. And the children had to sit and listen, and one of the children went, they talk for a really long time. But you know, I thought it was a great experience for them. A lot of Pākehā children, they don't have the experience of going onto marae and listening to whai kōrero and mōtete and everything that goes with it. And during that, we learnt about the eels being the kaitiaki of the puna. We didn't know that. So again, right place, right time. Kahui ako has been a window to Ngaitarangi that we have. And this is Whaia Stacey, who has come on our trips with us. So that's lovely too. And that all adds to our knowledge. And the integral person here is Dean Flavel, Chairman of the Mauao Trust. He has no idea, I think, how pivotal his kōrero was. And somehow I want to show him, but we'll get there.
Well, actually, can I just say about Dean, if you want to write this down, on AUKAHA News, yesterday there's a piece about people going to Mauao and defacing the place names that are written, and it's only the place names in Te Reo Māori that have been defaced. Oh. So AUKAHA News, that was posted yesterday. This has been a journey, 8 years in the making. In earlier years, we stumbled by good luck to meet up with people such as Jack Thatcher, who gifted us with nuggets of gold, adding to our knowledge of Mauao. With the arrival of Linda Mitchell and Raela Kahuroa, the researchers in the Teacher Research and Leading Initiative, we were challenged to connect, consult and consider the views of tangata whenua. Once received, it was our job to integrate their values into our practice. I also don't know why it's not there. We need to strongly thank Catherine Rolliston, our head teacher, for leading this with passion and determination and taking us boldly into places we did not want to go. And it would not have happened without a courageous leader.
Thank you. I didn't write that, by the way. And succinctly, this is some of the changes we think we have made over the time. Our hiding are no longer just a walk in the fresh air. We feel like we have connected. So, nō reira, tēnā koutou katoa.
Thank you so much for sharing the stories of your very precious place, and especially the ones of the children. They're really beautiful. Thank you so much. How they view and envisage their space and where they belong, and everything that you're doing all together as a community is just fascinating and beautiful. You get goosebumps when you hear their stories. It's gorgeous. Thank you so much. We'll open it up to the people here for questions. On chat, I did get a comment on chat that said that it was such a dreamland, your journey that you've shared, and it was amazing to see your journey in the photos. The photos were really powerful in conveying everything that you've been talking about today, so thank you for sharing that. Any questions from the floor?
Is anyone out there doing anything like this?
Perhaps you're inspiring a lot of people to start on Monday.
Yeah. I think I truly believe the key to our success has been going to places, putting ourselves into places that we could easily say, oh no, never mind, it's too hard, never mind. You know, we've got morning tea to consider.
I think it's beautiful how, you know, your stories are the narrative's the beginning as well for your centre, and how that's extended through the things that are passionate not only for the children but for your team as well.
Thank you.
And I think everything that's there just really shows that. And I think you mentioned time as well with teachers and things like that. I mean, time is ever demanded, isn't it? So I think having that, you know, real determination and that, you know, that sort of will and want to bring those experiences to the forefront for the children and families is credit to you. So,
thank you.
I meant to say that when the children start with us, they'll often talk about, and their families will often talk about going to the Mount, and we change that. We very deliberately change that. So by the time the children leave, they and their whānau know that they're going to Mauao.
Yeah.
They also self-correct, which is great. Just last week, the child came into me and said, are we going to Mauao today? I mean, Mauao. Yeah, Hawaii. That's it. Because I hear bad pronunciation out there in the community.
We've got a question over
Just
here.
a place for inspired kindergartens. I can think of 10 others, probably, and maybe there are others I can't think of that have regular excursions of our kindergartens. It'd be 10 that probably I could name now that do it. But I have noticed a trend, not so much from our people, but from what I hear across the sector, is that the ministry requirements around excursions are now making people go, oh, we can't bother anymore because of the extensive 3-page form you're having to fill out. And I know health and safety is big, but when you see the benefits that you've got here, I think there should be a balance. Should at least be a balance.
One little quick question on chat that's just popped up. And it's from Mary. We are in danger of losing it. It will be built on. We are on a mission to save it. Any advice? I think she's talking about.
Okay.
That's an easy question.
Naira te mihi kia koruai ngā kura namu e kua Kei te ako ngā tamariki o ngai te rangi e whakaru ki a kōrua. Ngā mihi.